It's an honor and proud privilege to introduce Dr. Peter Garland, Vice Chancellor. He has been accompanied by Dr. Moland and Kanika Chowdhury, whom we've heard earlier this afternoon. Dr. Peter Garland has served as Executive Vice Chancellor of Pennsylvania's State System of Higher Education. I think the acronym is PASHE, since 2006. In this role, he serves as the state system's chief academic officer, oversees employee and labor relations, information strategy, system and researching and planning. That's a lot on your plate, sir. In addition, he serves as a liaison between university present trustees and the system's board of governors. May God be with you. He has had major system worldwide projects, including efforts to integrate planning, accountability, budgeting, and operational management to achieve strategic goals. He also serves as the secretary to the Board of Governors. Dr. Garland has served the system in a number of roles, including Assistant Chancellor for Policy and Planning and Give Chancellor for Academic and Student Affairs. He has served as Executive Director of the Pennsylvania State Board of Education, the Pennsylvania Department of Education, Assistant Commissioner for Higher Education, and Acting Commissioner of Higher Education. In addition, he held positions in Student Affairs, Administration at the Pennsylvania State University and the College of William and Mary in Virginia. That's quite a heavy load, sir. Dr. Garland completed his BA and MEd at the College of William and Mary and earned an MA in Political Science and PhD in Higher Education at the Pennsylvania State University. With scholarly interest in public policy for post-secondary education, community college education, and student affairs administration, Dr. Garland has authored more than 25 article chapters and scholarly papers, as well as 2 research monographs on student affairs published by the Association for the Study of Higher Education. He serves as a lecturer in the Graduate School of Education at the University of Pennsylvania, where he teaches the master's and executive doctoral programs of higher education. Sir, with all these titles and feathers in your cap, plenty of feathers in your cap, did you really have to use an aircraft to come here, or you flew down on your own? And with such heavy baggage, did they charge you excess baggage in the aircraft? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Dr. Peter Garland.
I want to say that was the most gracious introduction I've ever had, which makes me feel a little better because I was truly humbled when the invitation came for me to speak to you tonight. And as I read more about the WZCC and the accomplishments, your commitments, your vision for entrepreneurship, your commitment to the next generation and the generations thereafter of leaders in business, industry, and government, I was humbled. And then I got here. And you put me on this platform after a musical prodigy and a national hero. I don't know what I can say at this point that clearly can add to the comments that have been made. But I can tell you one thing. While I'm humbled by the great accomplishments of this organization, I do believe that we share a passion. And that is a passion for the next generation, a passion for the value of education in being able to transform people's lives, the ability of education to be able to have people think differently, to think outside themselves, outside the conditions of their current life, and to think creatively into the future about the abilities and the ways they can change the world. Education is at the heart of what I've done my entire professional life, and it is certainly something that drives me to the current project that I'm here to talk to you about. Through a unique set of opportunities and some incredibly talented people, not the least of which Special Envoy Chowdhury, we created a totally unique initiative in higher education in the United States. Excuse me for a moment, but I think my extra baggage was on that plane. little concerned about that. But a unique initiative in which we gathered together some of the best institutions in Pennsylvania, many of which are the 14 universities of our public university system, and said, we have something to offer and we can learn from many of the individuals, the organizations, schools, colleges, and agencies here in India. We have had a long and deep relationship between the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and India for years. And we felt the next step in that process was to bring one of our proudest accomplishments in Pennsylvania, which is one of the nation's strongest systems of higher education, with incredible variety and talent among those universities, and to work with partners here in India to be able to create opportunities for students, faculty, staff, students that are in the secondary schools, students that are in colleges, graduate students, faculty who are learning and want to learn different ways to teach and engage their students. Dare I say, to be able to enable them to think creatively about their futures and the way in which they can help build a better world. We felt that this was a unique thing that we could do together. Inside Pennsylvania, frankly, what we could do together is this initiative with great support from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, from governors, lieutenant governors, members of our General Assembly, legislators, leaders of higher education institutions. We felt this was a unique time in which we could deepen our connections with India. And so we began. Again, 4 years ago, I'm looking at Envoy Chaudhry, that 4 years ago we initiated what we called the Pennsylvania Education and Business Hub, initiated in Mumbai and Bangalore as the start of this project, with the hopes that we would be able to not only sustain key relationships, but over time to build and deepen those relationships and the number of partners, the number of students and faculty that we would be able to touch. And I'm proud here tonight to say that we've accomplished great things in those 4 years. We have in Pennsylvania 25 institutions and growing. It is a statewide commitment that we take seriously in terms of our abilities to engage with all of you. We have developed any number of programs that involve students and faculty, from summer research camps for students in secondary school, graduate students exploring credited programs, diving deeper into their areas of discipline, the creation of a number of new 3+1 Then again, maybe it was on that plane, not quite sure. 3+1 programs where we can engage Indian students coming to our country and finishing some of their studies with dual degrees with some of our finest universities. But that sounds a little one-sided, what I'm talking about. For us, I think one of the real potentials is what we can learn from you, what we can learn from our partners in India, what we can do, think about differently about the ways in which not only that we teach and engage students and help them become more creative thinkers, but also the excitement of working with not only the largest democracy, but the fastest growing democracy, both economically and culturally and the rest. There is a lot to learn from the energy of this nation and their ability to seek and achieve greatness that can benefit my colleagues in America, whether they be faculty in the classrooms, students looking to maybe not even leave their hometown or within the close environs of the university, but knowing they need to be creative, dynamic, engaged players in a world global economy. I'm repeating some of the earlier words. We may take a little step back here in terms of some of the overall commitment in terms of global economics. That would not represent certainly the opinions of most university leaders in America, but we are committed to the global interconnectedness, not only of the economy, but frankly the global interconnectedness of knowledge, of the pursuit of better knowledge, the ability to teach the next generation better than we may have been taught ourselves, to enable students to learn from a variety of sources, understand the value of learning from different cultures, different perspectives, the immense and creative value of diversity in being able to address world issues and create a better life for individuals. All of that is part of the design of our initiative. We are thrilled to be here tonight to begin what I hope will be an even stronger, deeper connection with each and every one of you and the connections you have throughout not only India but the world in terms of bringing your talents and the talents that I believe that we have possessed in our universities and the immense creative energy of the students we all hope to reach and to create not only a more creative and dynamic world, but where my hope is in doing this thing, we create a world with greater interconnectedness, greater tolerance for the diversity, greater respect and excitement about the creativity and the entrepreneurial activities that grow from the creative and diverse thoughts of multiple individuals with multiple backgrounds and traditions. So this, I think, is an exciting opportunity for all of us collectively. I am simply, and with Dr. Moreland, representing the tip of the iceberg, if you will, of the people with a strong passion throughout the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania in our higher education sector to engage much more deeply with the rest of the world. And our first and strongest partner that we want to do that with and have begun those accomplishments with is India, and I'm proud to be part of that. Next time, I believe that someone graciously reads way too much of my background on that one. I want the point, the punctuation point at the end to be the immense ability of what we have put together to date, what we're going to build in the future, and to frankly, that be the one-liner that would introduce me from that point further. So thank you very much for your gracious invitation, and I want to thank you again for inviting me, and hope that this is certainly not the last time that I may come to join you, but that it will be part of a tradition into the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Peter Garland. It augurs very well for us here for this kind of a joint working together, and I'm looking forward to a very long and happy future.